Hi friends, this is Capun Piso. I'm going to show you some clips, you know, a little pass from the past, having fun in a limousine, enjoying caves of creation, of course, and also fun at my villa, the Capun Piso Villa in Cartagena. You know, with the Christ Psychotic infected Secret Service of our wonderful, wonderful, mentally healthy, in other words, atheist, POTUS. In other words, president. The Christus. I wish it was like in ancient Rome. Then he'll be the Pontifex Maximus, Archelaus Megistus, controlling the Senate with worshiping the many gods, creating complete tolerance in the whole United States of America, with many gods worshiping many religious tolerance. But it doesn't happen. We have the Christ Psychotic infected imbeciles in control of the country. In a lot of places, they are disgusting and they are psychotic. I love them, but I hate the mental illness that makes them so retarded and stupid, immoral, sadomasochistic perverts with a man's mind stuck in the Middle Ages. But here, some samples. And of course, of Cartagena, in my villa. You know, which is very nice because Cartagena is wonderful, beautiful. So the secret Asian people, you know, they have the right to get their lower head wet into caves of creation of Colombia. Colombian women are very beautiful.
Trust me, the cars will back up. You curb, it's your throat. You know that.
That's no threat, though. It's just a suggestion.
Here I am in a nice limousine, looking for some caves. Beautiful limousine.
He knows it's with a laugh, but...
But not really.
The rinse tire is my biggest pet peeve.
I'm in my 60s and I love to hang around with people 30 years younger than me, so I can have a really good time. I absorb their youth and have fun. Here I am in a limousine. Come on, pass me the drink. So we're going to a few places and enjoy a night, and I have to forget about my the science and about history and about all that. I have to completely forget and just enjoy a night with all these beautiful caves of creation and beautiful and great friends, and enjoying and forget about everything else. I become completely a regular person. Capun Piso in Cartagena, Colombia. My villa, the Villa Capun Piso. You can see the Christ Psychotics Cathedral. But here I am at my villa, ready to go into my pool, which I have with the symbol of the sun and a cross. It's a beautiful city with many presidents of many countries like Obama come over and visit. And lions, which are also a symbol of the sun. Here's a symbol of the sun, guys. Here's Capun Piso in my villa. Very nice. This is in Cartagena, Colombia. And I am enjoying this. Taking a break. But I will continue with the education about Christ Psychosis. Having a little pizza here in Capun Piso Villa.
Oder wolltest du Wein haben?
Oh, I'll have to get some.
Hallo.
Oh, of course. For the guest, wine. Good wine. Gracias, eh? To your help. Hi friends, called Pun Piso. Having a really good relaxation here at the penthouse of my nephew. You see over there, there's a monastery over there, the city of Cartagena. The presidents are coming too, for a convention. They always come over to this beautiful city for meetings. President of Venezuela and Santos and all that are coming over. It's nice to have a good brain and also to be able to get anything one wants. When one is an atheist, healthy brain, then everything is yours. Budget your. This is very interesting. This is a typical food I'm here in Cartagena. With platanos, plantain, and fried, and nice, so it's very good. Capun Piso here. I'm going back to my villa. Capun Piso villa. This is a dolphin, Roman style of my villa. Here in Cartagena, Colombia. Capun Piso villa. It's time for a margarita. ¿Me trajo una margarita, por favor? Gracias. I just told my butler to give me a margarita. I'm here with my friends and family, Capun Piso Villa. Dámela. Here's my margarita. Gracias, Iván. And this is Capun Piso here in Cartagena, Colombia. Villa Capun Piso. I'm here at Capun Piso Villa, Cartagena, Colombia. And turn, you see right, and you see church, but now it's the University. The area of Cartagena is the area of amazing people, amazing civilizations, amazing cultures that were destroyed when the Piso shed infected with an awful disease, a mental illness that destroyed the brain. It's like a cancer of the brain called the believing God Christus, which is different variations, but Christianity is the worst. It's the most virulent, like a cancer of the brain. That's the reason I detest the illness that affects these people. I love Christians, like I love people with cancer. But I completely detest the mental illness, the psychosis that infects them. They destroy empires. In Cartagena, the Zenu was a flourishing civilization. You know, around where Cartagena is, all that area. And they were tremendous. They work on gold and everything. Amazing. They even make the fish hooks out of gold. And here is the museum in Cartagena, the Museum of Gold. There was this pieces of shit Christian. This detestable, well, not the people, but actually the infection, the cancer that make these people so deluded, which is still all over the United States. You can see the GOP and all the Christian lunatics here. But anyway, they work on gold tremendously, and they made nariguettes, my ancestors, because I'm part of the Zenu and the Chibcha, El Dorado, and you know, they made all these gold pieces that you put in here. They didn't pierce them. They just added and put them in the ornaments. And they put some in the penis, because the penis was sacred, like in all the cultures, penis Christ. And of course, the ladies' tits was also, the nipples with just sacred milk. They also decorated with gold and all that. So here is Cartagena. I like to visit the museums and learn the history. Of course, I have my cable creations also. But I like to hire them. I like to hire a case. I don't like to marry them. I'm going to enter the Museum of Gold because the Zenu tribes used nariguettes. Everything was gold. Even their penis was covered with a cone of gold, and the ladies' tits with cones of gold. Until the Spanish came over and they stole everything from them. See my nariguette. But of course, theirs is very elaborate. And then you can see it right in here. A whole collection of them. Incredible. Now this here that you see here, this is for the penis. Sacred God. I call it penis Christ. because Christ is anointed. And this is the ladies. Para las mujeres,
para las mujeres son,
this is for the ladies' tits. Right
orejeras.
And for the earrings. And of course, nariguettes. This is a nariguette.
La técnica que solamente la trabaja el seno.
Look at this fantastic filigree. Now let's go to Rome. Okay, let's go back 2,000 years. 2,060 years, where the whole thing started. Rome, the city of Rome, and go to the Museo de la Civiltà Romana. That's what all the religions. This psychosis of Judaism, which is actually the worship of the Christos also, Christianity as such, and Islam. They all come from the amazing, tremendously tolerant, with many gods, the reason they give it tolerance, the Roman Empire, which is just like United States of America. So, let's go to Rome. The origins of the scourge of the brain, the mental illness of the belief in a zombie God that resurrected, a Christus. And that is mental illness just like a schizophrenia. And from Cartagena, go to Rome. And if you connect the dots, you'll understand what I'm talking about. There it is. Where the whole thing started, the Christ Psychosis of zombie God belief. Just read the Bible and you understand the mythologies. It's a tremendous disease that makes the brain retarded. It stagnates the intellect, makes people stuck in the Middle Ages. All religions is just nothing but a mental illness, just like a schizophrenia. Because religion is organized as schizophrenia. Here, this is Rome, where the whole thing started. Now, this is the Museum della Civiltà Romana, the museum of the Roman civilization in Rome, and they have an immense, a huge maquette of the city of Rome, the way it looked in the 3rd century. Now, this is, the Roman Empire was extremely tolerant. They have many, many religions. The Senate control. They have 15 members of the Senate with the Quindecimviri that control the religion of the Roman Empire. It was extremely tolerant, many gods. You have baths all over the place, not like the stinking Christians that don't bathe. And there was no such thing as homosexuality and pedophilia type of thing because, they were very tolerant. Everybody's bisexual. It's not a big thing with there's no sin and all this crap. So they were very tolerant of everybody. They have school programs. They have all kind of beautiful programs. The emperors, they were Christuses. They were considered divine, and they tried to do the best for the people. They called pietas, the piety of the emperor. That was extremely important. Of course, there were some crazy ones too. But the whole thing was initiated by the son of Venus, the Christus, Julius Caesar, the amazing man that turned the other cheek to forgive the enemies. He was very famous for these Clemens and Caesarius. And then, of course, he was killed by the Senate later on because he wanted to be like men of the people. And that's where Jesus Christ came from, because Jesus Christ was the title that Julius Caesar had. And 400 years later, Constantine turned into this Christian crap, creating intolerance. Well, I hope you enjoy my explanation, and then you realize why I detest the neurological disorder of God belief. It has many forms. The worst is Christianity, the worship of the Christians, that's divided into thousands of denominations. And God is a creation of the brain when the brain malfunctions. And anybody that believes in God is theotard and have a problem no different than a schizophrenia, because it accepts bizarre mythological beliefs which are contained in all religions, also contained in disorders like schizophrenia. And I hope you understand this. And this is the reason I hate it. It's not because I hated the illness. I love Christians. My whole family is Christians. And I have a lot of friends of mine that are Christ psychotics. I have a friend of mine that is Muslim psychotics, Hindu psychotics, etc. But they are sick people. It's just like having people with cancer, tuberculosis, or any other mental illness and defect. It's not their fault. They have the problem. It is their fault if they get educated and they still believe, and then if they get educated and they realize that they've been lied to and it's not true, and then of course they're okay. They're mentally healthy atheists. But if a person is educated and have a PhD and all that, and still believe in a resurrecting zombie that's said with blood, or the bizarre mythological beliefs contained in religion, then the person have a problem with the brain. We're in the 21st century. We're not in the 12th. Now you understand why I fight this disease. Even atheists, mental health atheists like Dawkins and Hawkins, Dawkins and Harris and Dennett and Myers and so forth. These great, brilliant minds and scholars, but are blind to the reality that if they don't announce and they don't link believing God to a mental illness, especially Christianity, it's going to destroy all of us. Because people are going to start, letting their craziness, the psychosis, get the best of them and become crazy, just like a schizophrenic in the streets. People shooting people, killing themselves, killing their family because they believe that the demons are there and all that. That is a psychosis, and it's very, very dangerous. But it's a license to be insanity when you have a religion, and that is the problem, and that should be eliminated. And that's the reason I make these YouTube videos. I hope you understand that. Pace Dio.